Hello and welcome to the Fat Gent. Today I thought I'd do a different type of video and show you another one of my interests, another hobby of mine, which is knife collecting. Now I've held off on doing a knife video for quite some time because knives get a bad rep. A lot of people, once they hear a knife, they shy away and they think, oh, he's a thug, he's a bad one, he's walking about carrying knives. I don't walk about carrying knives. I don't need a knife outside of my work, where I carry a small fixed blade knife or a small folding knife to open packaging. That stays in my office and never leaves. I don't need a knife walking about the streets. I don't see any reason for carrying one. But in the UK, you can carry a knife. You can carry a knife which has a folding blade up to 3 inches in length, as long as it doesn't lock. So these knives I'm going to show you, they're not UK carry friendly. They're legal to have in the UK, but they're not UK carry friendly. Or they want a knife now, you're not allowed to import them or bring them in anymore. So, but you're still allowed to own them. So we'll start off. They're two different knives. They're both the same sort of size. They're both the same sort of profile. They're both a folding knife. One's designed by BURNLEY, and one's designed by Onion. Now they're both production knives. There's nothing fancy about either of them. One's about £50 and one is about £150. So we'll start off with the CRKT, which is designed by BURNLEY, and it's called the Buckhoo. 3 3/4 inch 8CR13 stainless, I believe the steel is. So 3 3/4 inch, and this is a frame lock. The lock is built into the actual frame. You see it has a small, you can open it like that, or you can use your thumb. Once you break the detent, then you open it. So it has a slight sort of cookery design blade, the bit of the belly and the swoop on it. You can see the profile of it. Again, this is a £50 knife. It's not expensive. CRKT would be one of my favourite cheaper end knife makers. I think they produce quality products. They do some nice Asian style, Japanese style blades. They do a class knife called the Hammond. Very cheap, but very, very usable. So say this has a, I don't know what that is. I assume it's stainless steel handle, stone washed. It's a decent knife. It's not a great knife, but it's a decent knife. The blade is a very serviceable type of blade. Really nice design on it. I say it's designed by BURNLEY. The handle, nice rounded off edges. A bit of a curve there on the handle. But where this knife lets itself down is in the locking mechanism. If you can see there, whenever the knife's closed, it's hard to see, but there you can just see here and here. It sits up and creates quite a sharp, it actually creates a very sharp edge with your thumbs catching on. So there's your pocket clip. So as it's going into your pocket, that's going to do quite some serious damage to your pocket. You can't move the pocket clip, it's there. There's no other options for mounting it. But as I say, it's only a £50 knife. And certainly, it could get any job done. Big great wee sort of camp knife, or, you know, it's a heavy old knife to carry about with you if you're in the country where you're allowed to carry them. But just for my collection, say they stay in the box and they stay in a locked tool cabinet. The next knife is a Zero Tolerance. It's designed by Onion. Now the first time that I ever saw this knife was in NCIS. Leroy Jethro Gibbs had it, and I've seen him use it a few times. One of the times I think he defused a bomb with it, and I just thought this was the coolest knife ever. Again, it's not carried, it stays in my collection. This is what you call a flipper knife. If you notice above there, there's a small, looks like a shark fin. This is a flipper with assisted opening. Now, it's not an automatic knife, it just has an assisted opening. Now these, you're no longer allowed to bring them into the UK, unfortunately, but There's a lot of naughty people walking about with knives, so fair enough. So you activate this knife by bringing this flipper back like this. Okay, very smooth, very fast opening. It's a really nice knife. This knife is called a liner lock. It has G10 textured scales on either side, and on the inside the liner is sprung to lock the blade open. So it's a very safe knife to use. To unlock it, you bring the liner back and the blade closes down. Simple as that. So it's a nice textured G10, very grippy. This won't slip out of your hand. The pocket clip can go tip up, tip down, left-handed or right-handed carry. So again, you can't ask for more options than that. But the reason why I thought this blade was cool is a tiger stripe blade on it. That's nice. Again, CRKT, zero tolerance. And zero tolerance advertised in their boxes, proudly overbuilt in the USA. They're very well made knives. Again, they're still a production knife. They're not an overly expensive production knife, but they're as much as a lot of people want to spend on a knife, which is, you can't blame them that because it's a lot of dough to put down. This is the 0350 TS for tiger stripe, and it's Ken Onion design S330 Phi. So another great steel for this. Now, I don't carry these knives. These knives I don't use, so I'll never have to sharpen it or retouch it. But it's got a beautiful mirror polish edge on it there. You can see catching the light. It's a stunning knife. Now these things, a lot of times people think that they're thumb studs. In the zero tolerance range, if these studs, like you can see either side, if they touch the frame whenever the knife is open, they're not a thumb stud. Don't try and use them as a thumb stud. You'll do yourself damage. They're part of the blade stop. They're designed to stop the momentum and to secure the blade. So don't try and use them as a thumb stud. You can see they're slightly too tight in to the handle to be effective. But whenever you've got that flipper, why do you want to use them as a thumb stud anyway? Like, you just have to touch that. And springs open. Pound for pound, this is the best folding pocket knife you can get, in my opinion. You won't get better than that. Ken Onion designed, zero tolerance made, S330 Phi, steel. Brilliant. And if it's good enough for Leroy Jethro Gibbs, it's good enough for me, definitely. That's fantastic. So I'll show you the two knives side by side here. You can see they take up similar space in the pocket. Not much difference there. Zero tolerance because of the G10, which is like I think it's like a glass fibre sort of composite. It's a much lighter knife to carry, much grippier knife to carry, much slimmer knife to carry. Again, if you're allowed to carry them. In the UK, you cannot carry these. Don't even try it. Do not carry them. Blade shapes. Again, they're going for slight cookery style. And this has your traditional, your typical Ken Onion style. Which again, they're not totally dissimilar. And the profiles of the knives, they follow the same sort of lines. Blade length, the CRKT, this one will be slightly longer, but only maybe by 1/4 of an inch. You know, and the handle slightly longer. Both very good knives in their price range for 50 quid. Yep, go for it, why not? This one, if you're allowed to buy in your country, go for one of these. You can play with that mechanism all day. Once you break the detent, boom, there it goes. It's a great wee knife. Good jimping on it. Jimping where you want it. Bit of jimping on the base, just where you're. If you're gripping it like that, you would get it. But more important, the jimping where your thumb would sit, and it lines up. There's a partial jimping on the blade, and it lines up perfectly with the jimping on the handle. So it continues that through, so you're not, the jimping doesn't fight against itself. It gives it a very sturdy grip in hand. Your hand will not slip off this knife. Ergonomics are perfect. So hopefully you like this video. I'll bring you some more knife videos in the future, and just slowly but surely we'll go through my knife collection, my recommendations and my mistakes, which are, there's been a couple of them. There's some fairly ropey knives out there, and again I'll show you what I've got. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.